Hello, I'm Ian Gascoigne. I am presenting a webinar today on the subject of contractual failure, three appeals that succeeded in 2025. But that isn't really the main subject of discussing those particular cases, although I will be doing that. The main subject is to consider the issues which are likely to mean a possible appeal is successful or a possible appeal is unsuccessful. And I'm taking this theme because a number of cases every year are reversed in the higher courts. And practitioners may wonder why that is. And another factor this makes more difficult, the job of predicting when an appeal is going to be successful and when it won't be. And of course, as you know, the risk of appealing and failing is you end up, because you've lost in the first instance, having to pay both sides' costs there. And if you lose on the second go, the appeal, then you have to pay both sides' costs there. And that can be very, very expensive undertaking. So what is my agenda today? Well, I'm taking three cases, all reported in 2025 from the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court, where the non-performance of an obligation in contract was an issue. So there are three cases, and the appeal has succeeded in each case, as we'll see. And obviously, I'm looking at why that is, to the extent I can, because obviously these cases are determined by their particular circumstances. In the first hearing in each of these cases, the claim was either defeated or succeeded, an appeal was launched, and the result was reversed. So what the question is, for practitioners to understand, is what tipped the appeal scales in those particular cases, and what lessons can that provide for us for our own caseload, and when we have to advise clients whether appeal is a worthwhile proposition. So my theme, if I want to summarize the theme, is there's a contractual failure, because all these cases resulted from a contract where an obligation was not performed, or one party said it hadn't been performed. Litigation resulted from that failure. There was a decision made, and then that decision was appealed, and the appeal was successful. And in the third case, which is the Supreme Court case, the appeal to the Court of Appeal was successful, and then the appeal to the Supreme Court was also successful. So the parties were back at square one as they had been in the High Court.